Sha'Carri Richardson sets a world lead, runs 10.76 to beat Shericka Jackson. I thought what was most interesting watching this one is just how strong she came on later on in the race, especially compared to Jackson, who's a 200-meter runner, one of the fastest 200-meter runners of all time. She was able to make up ground and get the win. And 10.76 is a really good time. I know we're always drawn now to the 10.5s and the idea of that world record potentially getting broken by some of the big names like Fraser-Price and Elaine Thompson-Herah. But if you look, this was Richardson's fastest win legal time in a couple of years. It had been a while since she had run this fast, and it goes up there with some of her best marks ever. So a great run for her. I mean, the field was solid behind with Asher Smith and Twanisha Terry. Right now, I think you have to, if you're redoing the top 10 every week, we started with her out of the top 10, now in the top 10. Now she's moving up top 5, top 3 at this point.
I think you could arguably consider and say that this race, this win, is Sha'Carri Richardson's most impressive win of her career. More impressive than her NCAA win when she broke the NCAA record in Austin, Texas. More impressive than all of her heavy wind-aided low 10 mid, 10 6s. Better than her Olympic trials win. Because being the best American is not the same thing as beating some of the best international athletes. And Shericka Jackson and Dina Asher-Smith are not like low-tier international competition. Both of those women, you can envision having them a medal around their neck in the 100-meter dash or 200.
Yeah, they have medals. Yeah,
and they have it. Well, in 2023. Gotcha. And if Sha'Carri can beat Jackson and Asher-Smith, you're like, okay, who else out there can beat her? And you think, all right, obviously Shelly Ann. And then is that the list? Right
now, based on what we've seen form-wise, yeah. Like, I'm not writing off Elaine Thompson-Herah, but if I was doing the rankings right now, you'd have to put Richardson up there. Like, it would have to be Fraser-Price and then her. You already have a head-to-head win over Jackson, and Jackson had the old world lead. So it's not to say in a month or 2 months it's going to be the same thing, and there's going to be tougher tests to come. But right now, based on the resumes of 2023, and going back a little bit to 2022 and Fraser-Price's history too, you'd have to keep her up there. But
but I would argue that in 2021, which was Sha'Carri's best year, she never had the dominant wins over the competition she was going to eventually face at the Olympics. Right?
Correct. And there's this whole idea of competing internationally versus competing in the U.S. And I know that's a different. For some athletes, it's more of a big deal than others. I remember I heard Trayvon Bromell a couple of years ago talk about being able to succeed in international meets and not just U.S. meets and the adjustment that it takes. So there's that element too. Going on the road, not that everybody was from Doha in this race, but getting out of the United States and beating 2 medalists is big.
Yeah.
Is big. Yeah.